Hello. Today we'll talk a little bit about basic terminology in displacement caused by bending moment. My name is Julapot Rawacharade. This is a part of a lecture of Mechanics of Material, a taught course at International Program in Civil Engineering at King Mongkut University of Technology, Thonburi. Welcome to a short lesson for this time. When we talk about the displacement caused by bending moment, the first thing we have to hear is the word elastic curve, right? The meaning of it is, in fact, it's just an extrapolated drawing of a deformed shape. It's a form of a beam, of a column, or a frame. It just draw it bigger than it actually is, much bigger than it already is, because then we can see and we can name things we can mark in a point. Because if we draw it in real scale, we can't see all the displacement, and it's very hard when we don't have the visual aids. So we tend to draw these deformed shape much larger than it actually is, right? And that is called elastic curve in general. Now, what about displacement? When we talk about displacement, we actually talk about a distant displacement, right? Meaning in as a line, right? And the symbol we use is the capital delta. So the way we measure is we measure from the original position and a point of the structure, right? And it has to be measured 90 degree to the member alignment of that point, right, to its displaced position. Right? So the key word is doesn't actually measure in a global term, right? The reference is not a global term. It's not the XY like horizontal, vertical, right? We measure it from original position, right, and 90 degree to the alignment of the member at that point, right? Of course, we will talk about tangent line later. Okay, so basically that is definition. Now, the angular displacement theta, right? We use the Greek letter theta for it, right? It's an angle measured from the original alignment to the displaced alignment of a point that we are looking at, right? So basically, again, is a compare angle from the original angle to the displaced angle. Let's look at an example, right? This is a beam, right? I designate point A somewhere, I don't know, it's not really 2/3 as such, right? It's just any point, right? I'm gonna call it point A. And then there's a point load P, it could be anything, right? So next step we do is draw this extrapolate displaced shape, this deformed shape, as I said, that we call elastic curve, right? And this represented by that little blue line there, right? So basically, in the real beam, it will never deform this much, right? It's too much. But if we draw the real size, it's almost like the same line as the old beam, and we can't talk anything, right? So this is what I meant by extrapolated shape of displace of the deformed shape, right? And then if we look at how we measure the delta, the distance displacement, right? From point A, as I said, it measures 90 degrees from the O alignment. In this case, the beam is a straight line. The tangent is just a straight line, correct? A horizontal line. 90 degrees is vertical, so that's what we call delta A then, right? What about the theta, the angle, the shading angle, right? So if I draw a tangent at that point, right, you see tan A, tangent A, right? Basically, that would just touch the curve, not cut through the curve, just touch the curve. So that will represent the member alignment, this deformed one, right, at point A. And I draw also a black line, a horizontal black line. The black line is the O alignment, which is just horizontal, right? And of course, the angle that change before it happened, before the force and after the force, is actually the angle that change. And for example, in this case, originally it's a black line, like that, right? Horizontal line. Then once force P pointing down, then it rotates in this sense clockwise, right? So notice that we can measure the angle from either side of the cut between these two lines. It's still the same angle, and it still rotates the same way, in the same direction. I mean, right? So basically, that's how we measure theta. Let me emphasize the point that this is not global system as such. Basically, we don't measure delta just be downwards always. For example, if we have inclined beam like this, right? Notice that now delta is not measured directly downward, it's in inclined angle because the definition said it has to be 90 degree to the member, right? And of course, theta A this time again will not be drawn by horizontal line because the alignment, the original alignment is not horizontal, it's at an angle. So that's the way we measure theta A. Right. So why do we have inclined beam, you may ask? Well, we have stairs, right? We have to walk up the stairs or walk up the slope somehow, right? So basically that is where we have the inclined beams. And of course there are other applications, bridges for the car to go up or across the river and so on and so forth, right? So that's about it really, folks. As I said, it's just a terminology. I separate them out because there will be a few methods we learn how to calculate displacement. So I think that it's better for us to actually have it separated. But anyway, I hope it's useful for you, and I will see you guys in the next lesson. Thank you.